Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 13th broadcast. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. This is going out live, or was, if you're watching it back on the replay. And this is Making Music with myself, Simon Lyon, Ableton certified trainer. Boom, it should come up there. There you go. And I'm here with Tim, who is part of Lostlight, our production duo. And I'll hand you over to him. The reason you can't be seen is that I've got the screen share on. So I need to go like this and do that. So when you see these coming on, you're thinking, where's his eyes looking everywhere? I'm having to just look where everything is. So this is this camera. And then there we are. There's Tim. So, yeah, this is us. And we're still working remotely, although last week we did have a vocal session, which will give you a little clip of what we were doing in this crazy lab here behind you and around. We set the cameras up so we could record a little bit for future snippets and stuff.
Yeah, just documenting what we're doing, so we've actually got some stuff to show people, because we don't do it. We've not done enough of that historically, have we? Documenting
Maybe not.
The process.
Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, like, we didn't really document that I've got a new guitar. Did we document that?
I'm sure we did. I'm sure we did, Simon.
I think that was last week, wasn't it? So, yeah, I've got a new guitar and everything. Anyway, so this week, what's happening this week? I look forward to... Oh, there it is. Right there. There you go. So this week, we have, apart from me and Tim, obviously, which should be enough for most people to tune in. This bit, the nuggets at the beginning. We've got the amazing Superlative. And he is a producer, an artist from my hometown of Bolton. This is true. When people say, like, they just think of me as Manchester because that's where I live. But yeah, people always say, you red or you blue? And it's like, no, white, Bolton Wanderers. Get that one out of the way. Keeps me out of a lot of trouble. But yeah, so Superlative is hailing from Bolton. I don't think he's from there originally, but I'll let him answer that. And he's done some great things. He's done some great tracks with Mr.Scruff. And Mouse Outfit, which kind of like jazz hip hop from Manchester. If you've not followed them around, they are awesome. And he's done all sorts, really wicked stuff. He's been on BBC Introducing, One Extra. I'll let him tell you, because he's going to be on about 8 o'clock. And quite frankly, he's awesome. So, yeah, you need to just check this guy out for sure. Hard-working, doing stuff all the time.
I'll get linked to his website in the chat.
Yeah, do that. I've got it on my browser, Tim, as well.
Have you got it on
so
the browser
it might work. Should we try that now?
Suck it, let's try it now.
Do it. So the awesome Ned Rush made us a jingle on air, and I need to just jump over and check first. Yeah, there we go. So it should do this. Hang on, where is it? There it is. Right, okay. So when I do this, we should... Are you ready, Tim? It might not work.
What's on Simon's browser?
What's on Simon's browser? Was that Ned Rush?
Well, it certainly wasn't you or I with our northern tones, was it?
No, it wasn't. No.
What is on Simon's browser? What's on Simon's browser is this. It's the biography of Superlative. So, yeah, you can tell us whether it's up to date and everything, but that's him there. Corey Brown, man about town. So, yeah, done loads of good stuff, and he's going to be on about 8 o'clock and tell us all about it. We had a few problems to try and get him to share his live projects, his Ableton live stuff, but yeah, he's got some great... Yeah, we'll see. But he's got lots of news and things to tell us about what he's been up to anyway. So cool. Let's come back to the... There you go. But thanks, Ned, for that, because that was, part of it. We need some graphics now. we need some graphical help. Anybody out there who's...
If only we'd not had him minimised at that moment, because we could have had him come on screen and what's on Simon's browser with his acoustic guitar and everything. Do you think it'd work if we blew it up to the right size? That it was one of the little windows in the bottom corner. So I was thinking about blowing it up, but
quite possibly.
I'm taking us on a tangent here.
I'll just put it through like a Snapchat style filter and just turn him into like a unicorn or something.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look who's here. Who've we got in there? We've got MHO, a regular. Just say a quick hi whilst I'm here. Yeah. We got Toby, the Ableton drummer. Nice one, mate. Superlative himself. He's right there. You can see him. So do say hi. And right, anyway, Tim, what are we talking about?
So
what have we been doing?
We've been tracking vocals, haven't we? So we've been building up to finally finishing one of our tracks and getting the final vocal takes down, the field takes, because we already had all the vocals down, didn't we? But we needed the ones that were tailored specifically to the beats, making sure that we had the right attitude with it, which is a mission in itself, making sure that's delivered right.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting session, wasn't it? The last 2 sessions, we've had 2 vocal tracking sessions in the last 3 weeks, one of which, the latest, which was last Friday, and there's
all after we were legally allowed to. I just add here because no one knows this is live for some, but not for all.
Of course, of course. We have been obeying the rules, haven't we?
Yeah. Maybe a little too strictly, but yeah, you know. So this is a track we're working on, and we've played excerpts of it before. I think a few weeks ago. We were talking about too many drums and stuff like that, and this and that. And believe it or not, I've actually added more. But it's because it's all about layering. You know, it's kind of drum and bassy sort of thing. You know, but it's a little bit slower. It's 1/5/4, so it's more breaks. I don't know. I don't want to put it in a pigeonhole too much, but I've got a video was actually. Doing some of the takes. So should we have a look at that, Tim, to see? We'll drop in. In fact, hang on. If I stop sharing the screen, we can we can get my reaction to this. Like, oh my god, oh that's me on here now. So I've got that, and I need to get you back on there. So there we go. It is like literally controlling my own destiny with images and stuff. So I do that, and then we're there. And then I get all these things from Zoom saying whatever. Anyway, so let's have a quick look. So Tim can't see this, but he can hear it and he knows it. So this is us. This is last week or the week before.
This was the week before this.
The week before, and us doing the verse for this. What we're going to play now. So the kind of theme tonight is vocals. Because we have a loose theme, like because when Annie was on, we were talking about guitar, and it's all very subtle. This, you know, because we don't like sort of say tonight's theme is vocals, tonight is education. But you know, when Ski was on last week, it was like he's head of education, and it's true, he is. And so we tried to give it a more informative theme, but it's only if you go back. It's like when you watch a film twice and you know who the murderer is at the end, and you watch it again, you're like, he was sneaky all the way through, that guy, wasn't he? Am I on my own on that? So anyway,
possibly.
You know what I mean? When you watch a film, the second time round, and you know who the culprit is. Yeah. You can see, he didn't look him in the eye
more
then.
Detail,
yeah. I think the first experience with that was with Double Jeopardy, I believe. From about
so is that Double Jeopardy? Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
And she, well, the woman, and she'd killed her husband.
Not killed her husband, but was accused of killing her husband. Went to prison for killing her husband, and then found out that he was still alive.
He was still alive. So she killed him again, but you can't be done for the same crime
twice. Yeah.
That's it. I think it might have been that film. It could have been another one. Anyway, so this is us streaming it. So yeah, the theme pretty much we're just talking about like vocals and using tools in live and confidence takes and stuff like that. So this is just me and Tim. Oh dear, what did we get up to on a weekend? Definitely a weekend, wasn't it?
Let me take you to a land where all are equal, all the same. Abdicate your claim to all you own. Fuck your goals. Who needs them? What you gonna do?
Yeah. I really think that it needs, like, after you've done a few layers of this, the abdicate your claim needs just them words, like, That's all I used. So, yeah. So that was us doing that. There will be unedited highlights, but that's the idea. We sort of like, I put the cameras in. I used OBS to do that, and then just put 4 cameras in, and then got the computer screen. Just to kind of, we're sort of making a diary of our the writing of this next EP. So it's just kind of, it's there. You need to do it with foresight, not hindsight, don't you? Because if you do it, you can't do it afterwards. You can't recreate events.
We can record all that and all of it be a load of crap, but there's no skin off our nose.
No. It's much easier on your hard drive, pressing delete, isn't it?
It is. But I mean that clip that you've just shown was gives pointers to the way that we were working, because the original vocals, they needed to play off the drums. We needed them to be tight with the drums, but then we also needed the field takes over the top, so that takes with attitude, the right attitude of the track. So it's a combination of the two that we needed to layer over the top of each other, and that was early on in the night when we were just getting the vibe, wasn't it?
Sorry, I've just seen what this track's called here. This one's called
Tim Angry.
Tim Angry.
Yeah.
There it is. Tim Angry.
Tim doesn't get angry.
Well, who said that? I had the screen zoomed in like this whilst playing a WAV, like the actual track next to it, and I thought, that's quite cool. So I'm going to, when you sort of put a track or on SoundCloud or something, and you have like a picture. But I thought it makes it quite good. You can't see it now, but if there's a WAV going past when it's zoomed in like this, it looks quite good. So if anybody steals my idea, I said it first. But it's pretty cool if you have the full track going, like more like the final mix or something, and you zoom in like that. And if you do it like we're doing, you can record the screen. But if you do it on a Zoom call, it doesn't work anyway. So verses. So yeah, when we record the verses, there shouldn't be any real effects on here, because there's a couple of ways we did it. And one thing, if any of you you can see some takes here from Compin. There you go. Control Alt U, show, hide, take lanes. Now I've had this thing with Target Tim about Compin. Now when you come, obviously Compin is ace. Right, it's great, and it's in 11. If you've got it, great. But I've got so used to not having it, because I've never used Compin in any other program, that I found my own ways of doing stuff. And one of them is to just get it right first time.
Just do it right.
Just do it right, which is easy to say. So, but Compin is so useful. But that particular one, we didn't use it anyway. I think it was this one here, and so. Let me just shut the Compin link. But we do use them, and it's been great to have. And it depends what you're doing. I prefer it for when I'm playing a guitar or doing some
I was just going to say that. We tend to use it more for instrumentation rather than vocals,
tweakage and jamming stuff, so that's my take on that for this. Because when we're doing this, it's like, do it again. I think if we let the comp go, get a bit lazy, don't you? And you just think, oh, fuck it, I'll do that one again. But you're still going to trawl through them. But saying that, though, it's dead easy to make a take when you do the inline comping. Like, you say that, if I want that one there, and I just press. Who did the show this to? Annie was on. When Annie was on, I was talking to her beforehand, and she's like really used it for guitars, but she didn't realise if you press Command when you highlight, you can just flick through the takes in place. I think it's called inline comping, but to me that's the one that if I just
it's cool that I didn't realise you could do that with just a segment.
Yeah, and I mean really like as minimal as you can select. So for example, say in this case it's let's just get an idea. So you've got so is it let me take you to where, right? Yeah, so
where.
You're saying where. So if if something was needed to just change on that one, so I'm holding Command, select the area, and then you can just nip down. If you look here,
the waveform changing, can't you?
Yeah, I mean just to make it, I'll just colour one of them in red or something. A kind of just to distinguish where it is. So if I go like that now and press Command, then when it actually gets the red one, it'll go red at the top. Well, if I go like that. I have to move away. Well, will it? It should do.
It's
But
let you
if
down there, isn't it?
yeah, actually, because no, it was in brown in the first place. But yeah, it's you can see that it's. Hang on a minute. That's why I've not selected it again. Yeah, you got to reselect it. So select it, press Command, and then you can see it's moving down. You can't really because it's the same thing that you.
Superlative says no way.
I see. Yeah, man. So, well, you're going to use it for a start, so we can talk about that when you come on. But yeah, so basically, you can just switch out a word very easily. In your case,
Where?
soups. You can just chuck a word out, and it's like, yeah, dead easy. So yeah, that's what we've used it for the most, haven't we? Because if you get the perfect take. So this one, we call this a diction take because you kind of like nailed the diction. So let's have a listen. So when we're tracking, what I tend to do is depend. I mean, some of you might have like, I've got fortunately I've acquired a UAD interface, and you can do it. I think on this weekend just gone, we just went straight through that without using anything. But I like to use just the Ableton compressor to give like a bit more level and thickness to give the vocalist confidence. In this case, it was Tim, and you were going like this.
Let me take you to a land where all are equal, all the same.
No effects on or anything there, so that's pretty good, Tim. So we always just use standard reverb preset and just
let me take you to a land where.
Yeah, I like it. You need some effects so you can get into the groove, don't you?
exactly. So we just stick that on, and sometimes convolution reverb, but in this case, we had something like 100 tracks going. So what I had to do, I didn't have to, but anybody in the chat room, let me know what you think of this. But this track, if I knew that I could dive in and change the level of a hi-hat or the kick drum whilst recording vocals, I can't stop fiddling and going in and fixing it. So in order to make it less CPU load and less track count, I just do a mix down before and just put it in. And then what we've got then, I can just concentrate on the vocals. Maybe it's just my attention, but I just think, oh yeah, turn that up, and I do like a headphone mix for you, and then just like.
No, I think it's great that you work like that, because it just means if we're doing vocals, and it's too easy for, like you said, for it to be something sticking out somewhere and getting on your nerves, and then before you know it, you've got lost in flipping. Producing the guitars or changing levels or changing the effects on something, and you don't get done what you need to get done, do you?
No, exact distractions. Speaking of which, I'm going to put my aircon, and I wanted you to tell me if it makes a big difference, because it's getting warm in here now.
Is it?
Is it loud? You can see it's blowing my little flag.
It doesn't seem loud.
Oh, right, well, I'm keeping it.
You're all right, Si.
It goes from, it was 26 degrees in here, and it's set to go down to 16. Might get quite cold in here. Anyway, so...
Milton says, that's neat, thank you. I'll have to make some mistakes in my playing now. He's been too used to doing it right first time.
Oh,
Simon.
yeah. Milton, good to have you. Happy belated birthday, Milton, as well. I saw that you had a milestone birthday. And he was looking at buying guitars. I've just bought. Is it there, Tim? I've just got treated myself to a Gretsch there. If you,
Tim's tell you I've got a new guitar.
Yeah, I've got a new guitar. But anyway, so yes, we do like that. So so we use that as like to get like from Tim's perspective, like we call it a comfort reverb, don't we? And just so that. It's an element of somewhere like it'll be when it's finished. When you're just dry and you got your headphones in and you're recording in a small space, you do need to feel like you're on stage, don't you? Or you're in the studio or room A.
Especially if you're neurotic like me, you want to be performing it and know that it's sounding good, because otherwise you end up going it. Well, sorry, I'm not speaking for every vocalist here, but I end up in my own head. And so the fact that it's sounding good as you're performing it, just gives you the confidence to get on and
Confidence
and get
is
it
key.
right. It's confidence is king. When
Yeah,
you're
totally,
doing
mate.
vocals.
Absolutely. So yeah, so we did this, and this was the first one. Oh, come on, spacebar.
Let me take you to a land where all are equal, all the same.
So the very first bit on that little clip we showed you, in the studio, it was well, in here. I was saying to Tim, let me say let's, and it's hard, you know. You got to be like sort of vocally, vocal gymnastics. But this one here,
Let me,
so using that technique from before, command.
let me.
See that one? No. He's like, let me.
See, because what I end up doing is going for tone, because again, like we've just been talking about, you want it to sound good and you want it to sound like it's going to
Tone,
do
yeah.
on the final edit kind of thing. But you're my enforcer, aren't you? You sit there and go, Tim, it's not pronounced properly, that. We don't know what you're saying. We were joking about it.
We need the northern filter.
Yes, take the northern out of Tim. But we were talking about it for lamp, weren't we? The one of the P on the end of lamp in one of our tracks. By the way, we'll post our Spotify link because we'll never miss a shameless plug opportunity
Ever.
But one of our tracks, lamp, you know, because the track's called lamp, so you fill it in.
And
with
if you
your
watch
head.
the lyric video, it's quite
Then
clear.
It's quite clear. It's spelled out for you. But if you were just listening to it, the P is kind of elusive if it's there at all.
Who needs a P at the end of a word?
Well, unless you're singing about lamb, then
Lamb.
us.
Yeah. We kind of did think about that, though, because I think I brought that up, like...
No, we did. I think what ended up happening is it were the plosives. No matter how we did it, the plosives were so distinct that it was a nightmare to get rid of them. So I think the ones where we exaggerated the P, we ended up kind of minimising them somewhat.
Yeah, you just back it off, don't you? Anyway, so this is what we were doing for that. But one thing that I've been a big fan of is... Well, two things. When you hear someone like Adele or whatever, she doesn't really multi-track the main vocal. She just, you know, expensive mic, wonderful studio. But we've got a story about expensive and inexpensive mics from a couple of weeks ago, and we tried it. Thanks to Cy Medway Smith for the tip. But we'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, so someone like Adele, you know, that very sort of rich voice, big sound and everything. And so it tends to be single track, but obviously when you're competing against like a orchestra, like a Bond song or something, you've obviously got to like play around with some serious levels, you know what I mean? And you've got to make sure that you can still hear the orchestra and the vocals still, you know, in the right place, and it's pretty difficult. But when we're doing stuff like this with Tim, what I tend to do is the natural chorus thing, which is just completely duplicate the same thing, and it's not cheating because it's just like an effect, isn't it? So if I just loop that bit and then bring them in, it's called Goer. Goer. This one.
Let me take you to a land where.
Let me was weak again. Oh, no, it's the same one, isn't it?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Oh, I keep opening the track and then it's showing the take lanes. I don't want to see them. Anyway, so yeah, so this is another one in the centre.
Let me take you to a land where.
So thanks to our amazingly flexible liveys, if sometimes it'll just, you can do certain lines, or you could just, you know, you can either fade it in, you know, you can do the fades. I'm having mouse problems, so you can either just fade that in. And, you know, if you want one that's emphasising a certain word, and then just thicken it up. So
Take you to a. Let me take you to a land.
And I've just panned one right, and there's another one in the centre. In fact, let's go left and right on those.
Left and right. Aye.
Yeah.
Let me take you to a land.
So basically, like you know, filling it out in the stereo spectrum. I know you can't hear it in stereo that way, can you, Tim? But it's coming out this side because it's what I've got. But yeah, basically just layering that up, and it's the exact same thing. And I've just, pan those there. And none of this is using any effects whatsoever, but obviously we'll use like the right reverb when we come to mix it down, and some EQs to kind of balance it with the guitar. But we'll just get a level there, and I'll play it against the track.
Let me take you to a land where all are equal on the same.
Yeah, so we only doubled those up there. So let's just play it with the track. There might be a few other takes up there as well. Oh no.
Let me take you to a land where all are equal on the same. Let me take you to a land where all are equal on the same.
So there was no, I think I dialed the reverb down, didn't I, on that one there?
Yeah.
But anyway, just to so that's kind of what we were doing. And another thing I was going to say as well, that if any of you are recording vocals and want that kind of, you know, get a reverb, or you want to be really comfy and you haven't got time to faff through all these effects, thankfully, if you're a Live Suite user, if you go to packs, and there is I did make a video actually on this particular pack I'm going to show you, but it was more as an of an instrument. But Voicebox, got to recommend this bad boy or girl. And in there you've got actual instruments of voices. So you go on to like chromatic voices. You've got stuff like this. And you can have a lot of fun. Honestly, they're really good. Just try them. Transformed voices. But down here you've got, rather than instruments, you've got audio effects, and under the audio effects racks are actual vocal chains, and they're like just as it says, really, there's like a bit of saturation, you can thickeners and stuff like that. And I'll just open one just so you can see what it's like, but I won't try because we've got our special guest on soon. But yeah, just try these, like bright and clean vocal. And because of Live 11's wonderful racks now, and you can use the macro variations, you can just click on these and it's like having a preset within the rack. It's just such a good thing that a lot of people are using this now. Now Live 11's kind of out there in the field. It's so cool to have these like presets within a preset, and it's great. You can make your own, randomize them, and it puts a little star next to it, press new, and you can make your own variation. Amazing. And all it is basically all the things in the rack, such as, well, whatever it is. Like the DS is pretty good, actually, Tim. We didn't use this, but
I've a nosy at that.
yeah. And so the DS, it works, and it uses the multi-band compressor, and it's just centered around the frequencies in the middle. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's as you pump this up, it reduces sibilance, but it's pretty cool.
Before I forget, and before our guest arrives,
Yeah.
We should talk about that conversation that we had with Cy Medway Smith.
Sorry, I was going to refer to that. When you run it, you say.
We were talking with Cy about, but we missed out a good question actually about the performance of vocals, but we'll fill you in on that in a minute. But Cy was working. He was engineering in a studio once.
I think he was in Moloko Studios, and he was working with Howie B. And he just sprung it on him that they were going to be recording. They were going to be recording Bono. Aha, Mr. Brown is up there. So just finish the story. Go on.
Well, he's got hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of microphones at his disposal, and he spent all day setting them up. I hope I'm doing this justice, Si, if you're watching.
Did you say it was Bono, though? Did you mention Bono then?
Yeah, you mentioned
Bono.
Bono.
Did it? It just slipped out. It just slipped out.
So, she sets up all these £100,000 worth of mics, and then Bono walks in and goes, oh, yeah, great.
Got SM58.
SM58. He says, yeah, okay. So he plugs one in for him. He does his takes. I won't say how many, but he made it sound like there wasn't a huge amount of takes that were done.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, that's me. He says, do you not want to? No, SM58 for me. So, but we've kind of like jumped on the back of it because what we needed,
it's not just you, Tim. Others have also done it since then.
Yeah, I can imagine. But the trouble we were having with that track was that the parts
transitions.
The transitions felt quite abrupt at points in the vocal. So what we've done essentially, because they're delivered in different ways, is done that in each different section of the song, but then laid over with an SM58 some like proper. Almost as if it was live performances throughout the entire track to gel it all together and make sure there's continuity between transitions.
Yeah.
It worked really well, didn't it? Because the SM58, I could just get right into it, give it everything that you want to give it, and it's not going to overreact.
That's it. I mean, we'll talk to Superlative about this, but this kind of getting a vibe in the studio is possibly more important than technical stuff, but you've still got to know what you do. So, you know, it's like what's the guy, Steve Albini, like he produces bands, but he just sets the mics up how he thinks is right and goes, there you go, do it. He did Nirvana and Foo Fighters and stuff. Anyway, right, so the amazing Superlative is waiting in the waiting room. And so before we kick off, I'm going to play so many things to play. So check this guy out. He's from Bolton, and we met through a program at Reform Radio, working with young musicians, and he was doing stuff, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome. And anyway, we'll carry on that conversation a bit. So this is a track that Corey Brown, you can see his name at the top of the screen there anyway. He is Superlative, and he did this with Mr.Scruff, and I'll let him talk about this, but for now, check this out, and we'll go quiet, Tim. So this is I forgot the name of the track. It does say.
Take one.
Wanna do Zeds, keep it just in case, cause things could get bait attached to their beds, but I do not live this. Raised right, I'ma make mine, let me take time to make business a business. Elevate, I gotta raise the bar again and set the pace. This is our time, you with me, it's our time. I said that can't slide, no gimmicks, it's all mine. They said extra, read all about him. WV in the vein, swag about him. Come and you can see the genius around him. I'm covered in too much belief, they can't doubt him. Run with we, no need for the outings. Couple loud things that's surrounding, they be like whoa. Only per flows for your head top. Wanna make songs and I met Scruff, mad. It's a switch up, bill a stick up, as my dad would tell him. Came up filled with mad sauce in my box, I'm a meal deal, couple nice sides and the chips with a drink. They like coke, but I don't, so I can't sit around on some Billie Eilish zanny tip. Save me a toast if the bread's getting served, yeah, I swear we deserve this to taking us in. Tell them fix up, bill a stick up if the madness run out. Waved up, feeling mad, anxious a lot. This is too real, cause they get high with the chicks in the gym. I like smoke, but they don't, so I can't pass around on some this is my piff, pack it in. Crazy that most of them said that we won't, yeah, I swear with it most, and they're making me win. Pause with me, they see me taking it in. Taunted, but now they can't wait till I'm big. It's all madness, SPR to my last breath. Shh. 2, 3, 4. I'm back like hands from my sister's father. Still getting lessons in life, it's so calm. I'm filled with this melanin melody blend spice. I'm still with this ready on any with sick vibes. I should have been grime, I should have been rap, I couldn't be kept in a box cause I'm not that guy. Stanley Yale Nats, ain't no fan of mine. We can't smell rap, faithful adapt minds, we excel that. Well fam, I must tell. Cell phones killed right, they cry help. I stay low, mostly solo, those know I can do it all, yeah, I rate myself. I'm trying to figure it out, little sins, nothing but raise the tip of my mouth. Woo! Stuck in my ways, belittle me how. It's all mine, get on the stage and shower it down, that's all us.
Yes, who've got in the house? The award for the best background this year in show 13 goes to Corey Brown, aka Superlative.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, you put me to shame, mate. You've got Simon sat there in his studio, and I've got like a few guitar boxes and
you got a
pictures
Marshall
on the wall.
You got a nice amp, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lovely chair. It's a lovely chair that.
You got a Marshall head there, Tim. I haven't got
That's
anything
true.
like
I'll sit over here there.
So we got Corey, aka Superlative.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
No
This
worries.
is cool.
Thanks for
This is
having me.
cool. So this is what happens. We invite these people on, and we're fans of their works. It just sounds like we're going, oh man, you're awesome. But mate, I saw Superlative at an event that I was doing an Ableton class at, and I met yourself and Sarah Angel and a few others, but you two, whoa, who set you all on fire? Jeez. So I'll let you fill the gaps in, but basically, Corey and Sarah I've sort of followed your careers from then. So you've done like BBC Introducing. I think both of you had stuff on that. One Extra. So I mean, like, I was like, whoa. I mean, and I've got to say as well, you're a great guy, and you seem to listen to people, and you listen to feedback. You ask for feedback. You know, obviously, and then you can tell us about how the Mr.Scruff thing came about. But it's like it's good to see someone doing the right thing the right way is what I'm trying to say. So I've been sort of telling Tim about what you've been doing and stuff like that. So let's start with right now. Just give us a little sort of history how you got here for like a couple of minutes, like the little journey, because I'm sure you could write. I'm sure you could. Just start from. I mean, you just told me some stuff that you're going to be doing next academic year, which is interesting. But just say where you're up to and what you've been doing, because
I suppose I'll just start off by saying I started off with like a drummer's background. I've always been into music and that sort of thing. I did start off as a drummer, but I just couldn't afford drums at the time. And so when it comes to learning, and I'm kind of a more of a visual learner, practical learner, trying to learn theory drumming, even though it's like the easiest of the notes like to learn kind of thing, well, to some people. I really struggled, so the only way to do it was to beatbox on top of that, and it kind of really helped with my basically learning how to play notes. And when I went back to school, I could play on those drums and whatever. And so I started loving to perform, learned to perform through beatboxing. I only really performed when I came up to Bolton, because I originally lived in Wolverhampton. So it kind of took off from there. I always wanted to produce. I originally used another software. I'm not even gonna say what. You
can say what you want, mate. This is the internet.
Nah, I'm kidding. You're not using it anymore, mate. So it's all right.
As long as it was either Sony Acid or Reason.
It was Reason.
I still got a place for Reason.
Yeah, it was. There's something about it, as confusing as it was, coming from an age where I didn't understand what hardware really was, and there is inserts and outs and all of that sort of thing. It was kind of, it was a bit strange, but I came into producing through that anyway. Growing up in Wolves, there was a massive bassline influence. So I went to school with producers like TRC and that kind of thing, and like bassline MCs as well and that sort of thing. And then it all kind of changed. Dubstep came about, and that was kind of, yes, dubstep. And then it was like, okay, it's all right, Reason's fine. Fast forward like maybe 4 years, I kind of started to find my sound and listening to people like Kanye West, J. Cole, Skepta.
Skepta, see, we talked about Skepta before. I'm a Skepta fan,
Literally, he's inspired some tunes. I've even ripped one of his choruses and kind of edited it a bit on one of my tunes. And
I wouldn't know.
But yeah, it's kind of come from, I'd say my journey then. I just took it a bit more serious. I went through like a really depressed state where I wasn't eating and stuff. And my boy came up and he was like, oh, let's use Ableton. Funnily enough, I swore against it for literally my whole college life. It doesn't do what Reason can do, but I couldn't do anything in it. And I suppose to fast forward a little bit more, after that little depressive state, I kind of used Ableton and found an artist called Russ, who was producing one track a week for literally like a year. And now he's massive. Like he's massive. Russ.
Quality and quantity, is that, yeah?
Yeah, literally, man. And it's self-produced, mixed, mastered, everything, recorded vocals. He was making albums. He dropped like 10 albums beforehand and nobody really listened. So he started doing the singles. And I thought, wow, if you can do that for 3 years, I could probably do it for a month. Yeah. And it kickstarted my career. That's what I did Written Free with. One song a week for literally a month, with a video as well. And it all took off from there. And I've kind of just been a nice journey upwards, realistically. I came into contact with Reform Radio in about 2018. And there's been a lot of opportunities through there. Obviously, Soundcamp, that's how I met Mr.Scruff. And I'm kind of talking into everything now, but I suppose we'll touch on that a bit later.
Yeah, sure. Well, what I'll do, I'll give you a minute off, and I'll show. This is so. Tell us about. I'm going to show one of the apartment sessions, and I think this is a good move from you to do this, because there's a lot of. I'm not just saying anyone can make an expensive video, but if you've got cash, you can make an expensive video. If you've got cash, you can buy the best synths and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What you can't do is, like, this is just camera on you. I mean, it still looks pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's
not on my phone, to be honest.
Is
but
it?
It's just on it was a Galaxy S10 at the time.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty good, So,
Nice one.
but it's just, rhymes straight away. You can hear, you can do it, and I think this is something that me and Tim talking about. And there's a few people that we keep always getting back to this word, authenticity. I think it was Cy Medway-Smith as well. We were just chatting about using gear to get stuff, because I don't know, going back to use hardware, and then Ski was on last year, and he said you just work with what you've got and do the best you can. So if you're genuine and authentic, it gets the message across. So with that in mind, I'll show Apartment Sessions 10, just so people get a vibe of, like, because your production. What I was going to ask you just before we do that. So did the actual rapping come at last, or was the rapping before the production? Which sort of? As
in with apartment sessions in general, or just
just like you talked about your journey before. On your journey.
Production was like maybe 4 or 5 years before rapping. So
yeah. And do you feel that was the right way for you?
100%. Yeah, I was always into rap, but it was just I was more into poetry, to be honest. When I was in school, I really loved doing poetry, and
awesome.
But it was just kind of, I like listening to other people rap and copying them, but I never really thought I'd be a rapper, to be honest. It's just
look at you now. In fact, let's literally look at you now. So this is Apartment Sessions 10, and these are all on your YouTube channel, and we'll put a link in there. I think I can do it, Tim, actually, from here now. I've sussed it out now. But I'll put that in. So let's get Apartment Sessions number 10. Here we go.
Yo, it's Superlative. Apartment Sessions, part 10. Look, trying it. They keep on trying it. Trying it. They keep on trying it. Never been better. Trying it. They keep on trying it. Trying it. They keep on trying it. Look, I've been away. Give me your insight to this side. Take a quick ride. Pat got me this high. Flat got me 15,000. Black got my gap looking Swiss cheese. Help him. Miss me. They love our sounds, never diss me. I've been up hours, never miss beat. So tell them touchdown if they diss team. SPR full of mysteries. Never quit, see me up on the radio. Give them more than 16, pristine from head to toe. Keep my dick clean. They be watching how I go till it's history done. See the shit clean, but the shine stay wrong. We do not create all the lies you spun. Me on my team never liked you, done. Glitters, but the gold never there, not once. They keep on trying it. They keep on trying it. Never been better. Trying it. They keep on trying it. They keep on trying it. They said I could get anything I want to if I try hard. I've been a mess, but now they see me move, step aside. Cards, dating like cards, working nights so the lights up. Getting higher, feel the vibe, love spitting from the leaving me wrong when me stop mumbling it. We be the ones with the hot top and let me flow. Go get 'em, I go get 'em, got it gone when I slip those letters in clothes. Weapons, get the arms out, put arms down, ready to go. Alarm sound, shut dance down, pay me the dough. It's a hard knock, spare me the lies, cause I'm in the know. You are not there in the mind and your lyrics show that it's basic. One style fits all pagans, fake this one side hit, won't take them. Pitch for delivery, shit from the brain, it's bliss where I'm pitching me. Need a vacation, trying it. They keep on trying it. They keep on trying it. Never been better. Trying it. They keep on trying it. They keep on trying it.
All right. So, yeah, one thing I was just saying then is like, I'm just saying, like all good artists or like all good rappers. I'm sort of like not entirely comfortable about saying rappers anymore. I'm like, is it still okay to say that? Because is it an artist? Is it a vocalist? You know, how do you like to be referred to as well? Because I just call you an artist, but.
Well, I suppose I do kind of do both. It depends who I'm talking to. If I wanted to try and apply for funding, I'd say I was a songwriter and an artist.
Yes.
But
I like that.
Yeah, if I was chatting to my boys on the phone, I'd just say, I'm not a singer. I'm not just a singer. I am a rapper. Everybody asks me how my singing going. But
that's one thing that, you know, stop me if I'm wrong, but there's a couple of your tracks where you do hint on singing a little bit, and it's clear that you can like hold a note. You know what I mean? It's not like you've rap is because you can't sing. There's a lot of you know, you mentioned poetry, and there's kind of a lot of like proper flow to it, and I think like from a mainstream perspective, not a lot of people heard that in sort of like hip hop and you know sort of things like that until Eminem or something, but like in a massive kind of way that understands like there's a hook. And Dre, I mean, I suppose Dre brought him into that where there's a definite chorus, isn't there? Yeah. You know, like especially in things like 2001. That's probably one of my favorites that I just always listen to.
That's a good reference point as well, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's got. I don't want to use the word commercial because it could be seen as a bad thing, but like, well, they made millions. Well, I suppose Dre made billions, but. It's like there's you can latch onto the hooks are strong, and it's not you know, some people who are not into like grime and stuff say there's not like hooks, but I think there's loads, you know what I mean? And it's like the good ones. I mean, I suppose, you know, I'll let you answer what you say, but you've got like there, you know, you would sort of, you know, there was a definite riff and a repeated section. So
I think for me, I think it is really important. Like at the end of the day, like obviously I feel like I rap more because I can't sing how I want to sing, if that makes sense. Like I'd love to be able to sing. Like I've written some songs for my sister that realistically I wish I had the vocals to sing them, and there's certain songs where like I just really wish. And then like hearing Tyler the Creator's Igor is kind of like a person that doesn't have the strongest vocals turned a whole album into like the most melodic thing I heard of like last year, maybe the year before. We missed that year, so do you get what I mean? But so I think, I don't know, I've always found, because I do love like with Kanye West being one of my biggest influences, I think he is very much somebody who doesn't shy away from the melodic sides, sometimes too much, which I'm not exactly
I was going to say,
like hashtag Yeezus.
Yes,
and all that sort of thing.
When that first album, the shelves, it was shelves. They don't go on shelves anymore, do they?
They did when that came out.
Did they really? Was it that long ago? But I remember
album,
it was a very mixed response when he did that one that was, I can't remember the album name, but it was a lot of singing, wasn't there? But it was all vocoder and like that kind of feel on it.
808s and Heartbreaks, maybe, potentially.
You'll know better than me, mate.
Potentially. But yeah, exactly. He was very like, there was a lot of mixed opinion, but obviously at the time of Kanye West also competing with people like 50 Cent for gangster rap verse, gospel rap kind of thing. And he really did bring in, like for me as well, there's just certain tunes where I feel like they have to have a chorus. It's just so important. I feel like it's just really important to get, I don't know, like the chorus is the bit that everyone will be singing. I don't expect everybody on stage to be rapping like my really, really fast bits, but there is, to cater to everybody, there's that chorus that keeps the whole vibe. And we've got a song at the minute, 4 artists came in, and it was the first time I'd ever had multiple artists, like more than 2 in the studio, and they've all laid down their verses, writing different stuff. And it's like, okay, great, but it sounds like 4 different tunes. Maybe if we would have focused on a chorus first, you would have all had a vibe to kind of go off.
Yeah, something to gel it together.
Yeah, so I feel like it is really important to have a chorus, and I will always put it as much as I can. If I can't write it, if I can't sing it, I'll always get my sister Caris to sing it. So
Caris Jade is your sister?
She's my sister,
yeah.
Just by blood, not like Sarah, by vibes.
yeah. So we'll talk about that in a sec, but I think it's definitely now, and I've sort of dug in a little bit. It's like you can understand the producer head is always on, yeah. Even when
100%.
you're producing yourself, obviously that's what we did. But it's interesting you should say something. This is something that me and Tim talked about. You said about your own voice, like in your head, you sound like, in my head, I wish I could be like somewhere between, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and some like proper rock, like can hit the high notes sort of thing. And in my head, it sounds like that, and it's pretty good. But I mean, I can sing in tune and contribute vocals to tracks, but I think everyone is like, oh no, I can't sing. But Andrew Huang, who does all the YouTube stuff, is like super successful, and he made a video, and I've mentioned this on this show loads, but you got to check it out because he just basically he goes through comments of people slagging him off, saying, "Don't sing, mate, you're really good. Just keep on doing your tutorials and stuff like that." And it's like, well, he's known for that, but he's a musician who wants to write music, and he actually made this video saying, look, I'm going to carry on singing because it makes me happy and it's what I want to do.
Because I like it.
And I like it. And more people came back with positive things and said, exactly, mate. And I watched that video and I thought, you know what? That's all I need to hear today from that guy. Yeah. It's like, it was great. And I just think people need to be more authentic, and that's so.
There's an extra level of confidence or insecurity would be the opposite of it that it gives you singing. I mean, I never used to have much of a problem playing guitar in front of people, but up until the age of probably, I don't know whether you've had any experiences like this, mate. I am a bit of a nut job, so not in a good way. So it might just be me. Okay. But essentially, like up until the age of I'd probably say about 20, up until the age of about 20, I was still wondering whether I was one of them dickheads on X Factor that gets put on the outtakes. Do you know what I mean? That truly believes they've got a voice, but then ends up being laughed off stage and not realising. But it's a weird one. The level of confidence. I think it's because you can't change your own voice, can you? You can swap a guitar, but you're stuck with your voice.
Yeah, I think. For me, I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite in a sense of to what Simon said as well, where I feel like I sound amazing all the time until I hear it back on the microphone.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh my Lord, did I sound like that? But I think sometimes, obviously, you do always have that kind of. You're very critical of yourself, and I've got a song at the minute. I might even show you it if I can. I'm not gonna. If I've got time to find it, my file management is something that needs to be worked on.
We all need that. We all need that. Oh,
but it's a tune called Space Rider, and I wrote it for my sister, but I've showed people, and people have like, oh, please release this version as well if you're going to release it. Like, I really like it. And there's a bit like, I like the start because some days my voice sounds good, and some days my voice doesn't sound good just naturally because it's not a trained muscle, I suppose. I don't train it, and I don't use it every day. Some days I can activate it and I'm really happy to sing, and I'd be happy to go on stage, but because I don't have that power to control it, whereas with rapping I've got it like locked down. I know how to flex my voice different. I can slow down, but the singing I'm just not as confident. And when I start writing, I feel really confident, and then I hear it and I'm like, this one's for Karis. This one's for Karis as well. So,
well, yeah, the more you do it, and the more you try it. But I see sort of where you are in your journey as well, but I think you'll have time to flex them muscles, I reckon. You got time on your side, but it's so what's next? I mean I know a few things but I mean what I was going to ask you, which will link to that, is how did the Mr. Scruff thing come about? Because that was part of Reform Radio introduction stuff, but because that's how I met you, by getting involved with that with Gemma and those guys from Reform Radio, which is an amazing thing. I was going to tag them in that so they could come and watch it, but I'll big them up because they're great.
They are literally amazing. I owe a lot of just in a time where I was really searching for a way into Manchester, being like living in Bolton. Reform was really like a massive hub of like just networking opportunities, and I got into this thing called Sound Camp, which was just like a 8-week intensive course, like a music intensive course, where you literally just create music. You learn a little bit about collaboration and that sort of thing. And 8 people got selected at the end, and it was like 8 artists to go on to the next step. So there was. I'm not going to list everyone because I know who they all are, but if I mess one of the names up,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean,
it's just I'm not. It's just 8 people. I'm not going to do it. But there was like poetry. It was just a complete mix. There was a DJ.
Yeah.
At this point, I might as well name them, but I'm not going to. So
well, just say what kind of artist they were, because from what I saw, it was quite versatile. Yeah.
Yeah, I might as well do it. There was Perry Sue. She's a producer, very heavily influenced by like Tyler the Creator, and she makes like a lot of just mad music. She's an amazing producer. Honestly, she blew me away. To be honest, there's Rod Parry. He's a house DJ. Well, he's an eclectic DJ. He DJs everything.
I think I know it. Is he really tall?
Yeah, Rod Parry, really tall.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how I know. I think I taught him once.
He's a really nice.
Is he Welsh originally?
He's Welsh, yeah, Rod. Yeah,
that's
Rod,
the guy.
Yeah.
Big up, Rod. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy as well.
He's really funny. Like, he's a top lad. Yeah, but there's Anna Amelia. She's an artist as well. She's Polish, so she's Polish and English, but she sings in both languages. She's got a variety of music, like down to trap, down to like really like ballady kind of music. So yeah. And we've got Perry. I've done Perry Sue. We have Indigo Malika. She's also like a R&B singer, soul singer, that type of thing. Yeah, I know. Josh Matthews. He was a poet. He is a poet. He's a really funny poet, actually. Like,
did he come on it when you were performing, and then he came on next?
Yeah, and he did the Dinosaurs poet, and he's he's good, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, check him out.
So that's 5. There's Iora. She's Holly Phelps. She's
I know her.
She's a folk singer, electronic folk. We got a couple of tunes in the works as well. She's really cool. Just a little. She was part of my series that I've done as well, which is like sounds from my yard side, which I might talk about later. But
oh yes, please do.
Yeah, she's involved in that, and I'm just thinking, there's one more person. So who have I left out in this? I knew this was going to happen.
It's not a...
No, it was Alex Pascalides is who it was, and he ended up he went back to a different country for a bit. So, okay. It was, we got into that, and obviously we all had different opportunities to work with certain different artists. And we were obviously the starter artists, and we worked with graphic artists as well as a more experienced artist. So I ended up with Mr. Scruff, and you can check it out on their Bandcamp. It's Rhythm Lab Records Bandcamp, because obviously there's loads of different tunes on there. There's no point me going through all the collaborations, but so I met Scruff through that opportunity, realistically, and we got in the studio. We had to contractually have like 8 hours together, which was amazing on my part. Like, it was great, and it was just kind of insane, to be honest. It was a really eye-opening, fun experience.
Good. And so, like, obviously, Scruff's been around longer than me. You know what I mean? He's like, he's a legend. You know, he's in Manchester and Keep It Unreal nights, and he's like, he's got so many records in his house. Have you ever seen it? He's like, it's like ridiculous. And he did a DJ set for Shlomo on the New Year's Eve thing, I think, or one of his raves, and he did it from right in the middle of all his records.
Okay.
But so what was it like to work with him? Because obviously, like, he's got a reputation and quite well known, but you've also got your ideas and you're coming up. So how did you sort of meet and, equal ground? Or
well, at first he was really, really welcoming. Like, we went to the studio, he was like, let's eat some food and that sort of thing. So we kind of broke down a lot of awkward tensions that you might have with somebody that you've never met before. So that was cool. And then it was just kind of, he's press record and it was like, well, we're both producers, so let's just mess around with some stuff. And he's got loads of hardware. So at one point I was like playing around with these, like I don't even know, he's chopped like a full organ in half, and it's like an electronic organ or whatever, and there's some bass pedals on the bottom of it. And I was like on all fours pressing all these things, and he's like, why don't you use your feet? And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that's what it was for. So it was just like really, really like,
oh, was it the bass pedals on the organ?
Yeah. And I was like pushing it with pushing it.
So that was hard work, that, mate. You're exhausted.
That's how we came up with the bass. That's the bass pedal from the organ of me just pressing it on the floor. So it was like a really, he was just like, do you know what? Let's just have fun. And whatever we capture, we'll refine it and refine it and refine it until it turns into something that you like. and that's kind of what we did.
Oh,
so,
that's great to hear. That's great to hear. So egos were at the door, yeah, and you just got on with
100%.
it. All right, wicked. So that's that. And am I right in saying you might be doing something else with Mr. Scruff? Is that true? Can you talk about it?
It is yeah, there may be. Like we are.
No one watches this anyway. It's just us three. You know what I mean? No one watches it.
But no, yeah, we have got a couple of tunes. I don't know when they're going to be out yet, but we are just working on them. He just sends me stuff over, I send it back and that sort of stuff. So obviously during COVID, we've not been able to get in the studio together, which would be better. But yeah, we've got like two or three tunes in the works at the minute. So
because to be fair to him, he needs people like you to keep him alive and moving because he doesn't sing or anything, does he? And it's like so I mean, great. I mean, some of his tunes he's done in the past, we've had a vocalist on, like Roots Maneuver. Just great, you know what I mean? And
well, he's got some very, very exciting stuff. That's what I'm going to say.
Right, that's cool.
I'm not going to say who with or but he's got some very exciting stuff coming. So.
Well, he's working with Superlative, man. That's how it is.
Also me as well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And then also just obviously, I mean, I've been a fan of the Mouse outfit for like years. I don't know, like over 10 years, I think. And they've been going for time, yeah. Like they've been
ages.
Yeah. And I remember because I used to have I used to have like this playlist on my first iPad, which was 10 years ago. And I just remember like, oh yeah, I just discovered the Mouse outfit, and I think one of my friends who I'm producing, Woody, into his cousin plays guitar, I think. I forgot his name, but he plays. Okay. I don't know if he still plays guitar.
Play guitar on like that album, I'm guessing.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I don't know if he still plays.
Yeah.
Because how many people are in that? I only know Cheney is like the producer guy.
Cheney, yeah, he's the main head. Yeah. I'd say I'm just trying to think.
If you haven't seen him, Tim, they're like jazz, funk, hip hop, aren't they? It's kind of like play all live music. It's great.
We did our first PA set the other day, which was pretty mad. But I think if you don't include the rappers, there's 5 or 6.
Right.
Essentially, it depends. We're yet to do another band practice and recoup since like lockdown and everything. So
right. Yeah, so that has affected you. Like you've mentioned it a couple of times now. It's like obviously we speak to some people who are mainly production and stuff, but for performers, I think you're probably one of the first to. Well, apart from Annie, not even Annie was on. She's like not been out there. Like they've used lockdown to write and literally that sort of stuff. So it has affected you because I've seen on your Instagram now you're starting to do some gigs.
Yeah, finally starting to do some gigs. Like for me, it was just everything was kind of just. I've always had this thing that when I get to 25. Something big's gonna happen. I always said like I'm not sure if it's positive or negative, but when I get to 25, like something big is gonna happen. And obviously now I don't want to say I caused the global pandemic, but I turned 25 and like you know what I mean?
It's all your fault.
Yeah, well, the way because I first saw it at the start of the year, I was like, oh, buzzing. We're about to go on like our first UK tour like ever. It was just me, myself, Wanda, and the Mouse outfit, and Tara, and then it all got cancelled. So it was kind of like, well, now there's no hope. My first tour has been cancelled. This is what I've wished for 25 years.
I was speaking to you at that point, I think, yeah. Yeah.
And then, so for it to come back around now, and then they invited Karis, my sister, on with us, it's just like, it's just mad. Like, we're both 3 years ago, I was messaging them saying, hi, it'd be amazing if we could work together. And I didn't get anything back. So, it's good to be rocking the stage with them.
Right. So that's good. So basically, like the future's bright now, isn't it? It's like this is where all the energy is going to come out. Because this is what I've said to people when I've talked about you. It's like if you would have been at a festival over this lockdown, you probably would have seen you, whether it be with Mouse outfit or whatever. And I think you're that sort of thing that you would discover at a festival and go, yeah, I'm going to follow this guy. So you need to have a T-shirt with your Instagram on it because people are like, who's this guy? I mean, somebody needs to invent some sort of app that can easily track artists that want to be tracked, people opposite of privacy. Like, no, I want you to know who I am. I want you to know. Let's reverse this. But yeah, so I mean, that's something that I was like, oh shit, because you were one of them people that I thought is like you're going and this is like where you're gonna go, but it just means you can have more material, when you do it out there.
Exactly. Because I have been writing as well, so it's been it has been good time off. I'm not gonna lie, and even just for discovering myself more as an artist, it's just been massive. So I'm kind of not glad it happened, but I am kind of glad it happened at the same time.
No, we've kind of squeezed that out of quite a few people, got them to admit that it's been okay to slow down.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, just to see what's ready. I mean, yeah, most people said that. I've got a few friends who do like the live shows, you know, run the live shows for some big bands, and it's hit them hard, you know, like really like. So, you know, when I have these conversations with people, particularly about Ableton Live, and hey, how you doing, mate? And I've got to like, people say, how have you been? I'm just like, how are you first? Because I've been really busy, you know, and it's difficult. So, but you know, things are looking better. So you've got other tracks coming with other people, and you did this. You said like you did a live PA with. I saw that on Instagram. But what was the gig like? Did it take a different format then?
It was very strange. It's I'd say in reference to the gig we did before, that was myself and Wanda in somewhere in Bury for Moving Festival, to like no crowd because it was completely like online event. So that was the strangest thing. Probably the biggest venue I've ever performed in, with nobody there, with the biggest audience I've actually technically ever had, with nobody there. Yeah, so that was very strange. And then this performance was in Reading at Purple Turtle. And it was just really, really nice, like, to come back to. I feel like I've just evolved more as a performer. I'm a lot more natural. And I also felt like, because my sister was there, I had a bit more of a duty to make sure that we are both like really, really confident, because we do struggle with it a bit, where it's a bit like, I used to throw up before every single performance. Literally like maybe up until maybe 2 years ago or something, maybe even like longer than that. Like, I've been throwing up at performances, just like, it's just natural. Like, I don't know. It's part of my ritual. It really was. And
get a ritual. See, I mean, this. Yeah, I really admire that you can be really honest, because people just don't understand the mental game, do they? Of like, it's like really weirdly traumatic that you're just putting yourself online to be judged by someone, and someone could say, get off your shit, and it just like go poof, and it really, really penetrates, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
And the honesty your honesty to say, like, you know, that there's something to find in that as well, because at first you know that you need to put a performance on, so you put a performance on, but then that needs to be refined into those aspects of the performance that are actually you. Would you agree with that? Because otherwise you end up putting on some show that kind of looks superficial, whereas it boils down to just allowing, or for me anyway, it boils down to allowing yourself to be yourself while you're playing the music and enjoy it.
100%. A million%. Because I used to find myself, like, because of it, I was quite like, I used to be, and I used to smoke as well before I performed, which is always like, now in hindsight, it was the dumbest thing ever, because I was in my head and I'd be rapping and I'm on stage and I can't really see past my eyes effectively. It was always just like, okay, don't mess up. Make sure you're not messing up. But it's like, shut up, because you're rapping. Stop rapping. Stop talking to yourself.
In the flow.
Do the rapping rather than the talking.
and with that, I think that, like, I just didn't engage with the crowd at all. Even when we did We Out Here Festival, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Karis, like, we were both, before we got on stage, I was like, Karis, we have to go through the set really, really quickly. I don't care how fast it is. I don't feel like I can talk. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, my tongue feels really, really tired. And I was like, we just need to do it. So we were running through the set at like 300 miles an hour. And then we had like 5 minutes to go. And then that must have just set her off. Like, if he can't talk, then I definitely can't talk. So like, I'm okay now.
Yeah, I'm all right now.
I was like, I'm okay now. Come on, we'll do it. And then we got on stage, and it's always good, but I just still didn't get to, like, when I think of the experience, I think more about the fear before it. And then Band on the Wall, when we did Band on the Wall, was one of our last live gigs. It's really like conflicting experiences between myself and my sister, because for me, it was like the best thing ever. Like, I could see every single person clear in the audience. If I looked forward, left, right, I knew somebody. I like interacted with the crowd, touched somebody's head in the crowd. I was running around, and everything I'd always envisioned on stage, like spinning around on this tune. When I wrote it, like, this is where I need to float around stage, and everything was perfect. And Karis, like, hated it. She said it was like the worst performance ever. And I was like, you did so good and everybody loved you. But I understand that mental, it's that mental block you set for yourself beforehand that kind of predicts the rest of your show if you can't switch it back on.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's the thing you have to learn realistically and bang on the wall.
Absolutely. No, I'm really glad you touched on those things, because these are things that I always try and, get our guests to talk about, because these are the things that everyone faces, regardless of how awesome your career is.
But they don't always get talked about.
They don't always get talked about.
It's strange. It's like the kind of a sideshow, and in fact, actually, the kind of like key skills,
the key things that
deliver
make you do it. Yeah.
I mean, we did something similar. Me and a previous band were touring Germany, and what we used to do to get rid of the nerves was we had a 2-pint rule before we got on stage, which is already too much. In my opinion. Now we were young lads, but it never got adhered to. And I remember the second gig that we played in Berlin, for God's sake, of all of them, we drank so much at this student party. It was one of the best gigs we've ever played.
Okay.
That's for another time. But we drank so much and was so rough that out of the 3 vocalists, hardly any of us could sing. Now, obviously that's a completely different level from what you're describing. But we didn't learn from it. In fact, I even remember one of the singers saying that the drink had nothing to do with it. Was one of those things. Yeah.
That's one of those things. That's one of those things. Knowing what you know now, you would go back and slap yourself for saying that, wouldn't you? Because you've gone all that effort to go and play in a foreign country to do what, as a kid, you would have loved to do, and you go and you don't really remember it, and you were shit. I mean, I'm only surmising that you were shit.
We were shit. I would probably say we must have played about, I don't know, let's say 14 gigs, and I would probably say that we were shit in about five of them. And you've just described,
I remember you
telling
me this,
and it was so deflating afterwards when it kind of settled in.
Yeah, when it hits, the reality hits. Yeah. Jeez. Anyway, well, I'm glad we've I'm glad we put that one to bed though. Anyway, so don't throw up and don't have too. The thing is though, like you use these. They're not even vices, are they? Like rituals, like you said. So you got to find a new one.
Of course, I think the best thing beforehand is, like, for me now, I've said, because I realized I used to tell myself that the point at which everything becomes kind of okay and the nerves disappear is when I pick up the microphone and say, "Yo." Because it does, I turn into this character, but that's far too late if I've already thought I need to smoke to get there. So what other time do you pick up the mic before you get on stage that you can say that and turn into this character? Well, that's like sound check. So whatever time that is for me, I turn into superlative on stage, because like right now I'm quite chilled, but when I get on stage, I'm very different. It's not, it's just, I feel the music more, but now I activate that side of me from sound check, so that I don't feel the need to have this nerves and I'm not scared of a crowd. I get on the stage, I say, yo, I flex my vocals a little bit and I'm like buzzing, I'm ready now. And I just want to do the show, like hurry up. But I think it's important to speak about it, because if you are a new artist and you are feeling these things, you can kind of think, well, if nobody else feels this way, am I really put out to be a performer?
It can be easy to think that everybody else has got something that you haven't, and that's not the case. It's just everyone's been through their own shit and worked out their own way to do it.
Literally.
And another way to think about it, if every artist just turned up and was talented and did everything, there'd be no music documentaries, because it'd just be really boring, wouldn't they? Anyway, so speaking of documentaries, I wasn't going to play this, but I am now, and I'll leave it on so we can talk over it if you want to, because there's a few little questions, right? So I'm going to play the story of CB from 2017, which is one of your first kind of videos that you put up on YouTube. Is that right? Yeah, one of the first actual videos that were. Tell me I'm wrong, because I don't.
Well, I suppose it was kind of like just after Written Free Sundays, where it was like a video each week with it. It was still filmed on my phone, and the story of CB was also filmed on my Galaxy S10 as well.
No way. Well, that was one of my questions. Because
well, yeah. So it was just kind of addition from there. But so you can
check this out. So you won't be able to see this, Tim, but you can on the replay. But for everybody that's watching, this is like, I can see how you've evolved from then. When I say evolved, it's just, you've changed a bit, you've grown your hair, but whatever, you've developed, but it's still really good, man. And it's like, this is what I was going to say about Tim when he was talking about vocals. Like, I went to see Tim and his other band from about 5 years ago now. And we're talking about Attitude, and they played like in a small bar sort of thing. And there's a lot of people there, and the vibe was this sound is too big for this place. Yeah, as in like, you know, it was like you should be playing arenas, mate. And it's just like, which is a great compliment. You know what I mean? But you exceed the space that you were given to perform in. Do you agree, Tim? Because he used to proper go for it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like just like, geez. Arena, mate. It's arena rock. This what you're doing. So you need to be in an arena if you're going to play this music. And fair enough. And like the way you were doing this, and is it in Bolton? Is it that like what do you call it? It was like in the completely. I mean, I grew up in the vaults. In the vaults. That's what it's called. Yeah. So I grew up in like used to go to Bolton. The Market Hall.
Market Place,
Market Hall. In the Market Hall,
and they transformed it all. They transformed it. So anybody's watching from Bolton will know exactly what we're talking about. But my mum said, "Oh, you've got to go to Market Hall. They've done it all up." And it's like, and they've got all them restaurants that you like in the basement. And I'm like, you're on a train, and it's just like. I'm going to take my kids. I'm going to take my kids just for the pure nostalgia and just go. Look, when I used to come here, I used to get a pasty from Greg's. Still, here we go. So I'm going to play this one because I think it's great to see, and I want to know how you feel about what you've done since then, and because it's you know, the story of CB, which is Corey Brown, I'm guessing.
It is, yeah.
Oh, I'm so on it tonight. I'm on it. So I'll turn us down because you can't see this.
I tell a light kid, dark kid, folk kid, real kid, rich kid, poor kid, street kid, orchids, your kid. I tell a light kid, dark kid, folk kid, real kid, rich kid, poor kid, street kid, orchids. Hope they're walking past when I pick up the mic and talk. It's looking more to
the diction is so clear though, man. It just
unregulated, never relegated. Mama told me make my mistakes, but never replicated. So I live by that.
So that's your phone. You're filming it with that.
I go home from Ashley's, takes a minute, just a quick drive back. Now sister's taking all the fame, unpronounceable to all the yardies when they say her name, but we remain tight, cause ain't a family that's like us. Small in comparison, but we righteous. I'm brown by name, skin, face, and label. But then I came up north, I'm colored like a rainbow. I'm Asian, never crossed their minds that I'm Jamaican. Asking me these questions about my faith and slowly disconnecting from my rages. It's outrageous. You know in Wolverhampton a brother is a brother regardless of his shading. So I left them with my page.
I'm watching
hopefully our brain increase like we made.
Look at your face on this
Rising up the ranks and everybody knows my name. But for right or wrong, I know they bought this song because I'm gracious.
Yeah, for those of you guys watching it out there, just go and check those videos out. But that's what I wanted to ask you, because there's a few projects I'm working with, and so we'll talk about videos because it's such, everything is a visual media. You know, people are going to see that before they meet you and see you live, or the opposite way around, they see you live and then go and watch that. But and then you just said that was shot on your phone because you're listening to another phone to hear the track to sing to. Is that right?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
using like, carousels.
Some people don't even think of that shit, you know. Because when I was a kid, we was doing like sort of, I don't know how old I was, like 16 or something. We're doing like this, sort of Anthrax or Kiss or something, you know, like a proper rock band. And we were trying to like make a video to the original track, and we start playing it at full whack, and then we realized that you can't hear the track, and then when people do videos, it's like, well, actually they kind of mime a little bit because they play into a track that exists or whatever, or they do it to a click or whatever, you know.
Yeah, or in our case, the train was like the loudest thing in the world. Like everything else was fine, because it was actually my good friend Josh. I'd say he's even my business partner at this point.
Good.
Yeah, Josh Whitaker, good lad. And it's his brother, Jack. He used to be the manager of that place. So we were just like, can we use it? He's like, yeah, it's 8 o'clock. You can come in and use it. And then train was the loudest thing. I wish, my only bit of the part of the video that I hate is the fact that you can see the wire, but it adds to the improvement and the DIY-ness of it.
Exactly. I'm just going to say that because I think somebody made a comment like really positive. All the comments are really good about you and what you're doing. Someone, oh, you know, mate, you're really talented and you want to like get someone to do your videos and stuff. And it's like, yeah, of course you fucking do. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, give me the budget. But what you're saying is that's all favors and iPhones or whatever. And it's just like flipping heck. That just goes to show for me that it's just like, just get it done. And it was a good idea. Like, you know, I just thought it's...
We keep talking about authenticity and what that was. And forgive
completely.
me, because I was watching it from behind, but it's fucking authentic. You've gone, right, well, this is going to work as an idea, so we're going to do it. And it looks great. It suits what's going on. And then that's all it needs to be to the right eyes, isn't it? To someone to appreciate that.
I mean, I know we've mentioned Roots Maneuver once before, and like you said that someone had said you've got like a similar. I mean, I think it's just because like it's UK hip hop, and you've got a certain flow, and you can hear what, you know, you're really clear rapper. But just saying, one of the Witness, the One Hope video, he goes back to his old primary school and he pulls up in a Ferrari, does sports day and beats all the kids at sports day. And it's just like, he's trying to like show he's made it, and he just, you know, like just hire a Ferrari for the day, but pull up into his old school. And it's just like cheeky, and it's just the attitude, and like you said, authentic, and it's just like either tongue in cheek or whatever. But I really like that, mate. I was just kind of seeing what it's like 4 years ago. And so what's changed since then, like sort of where your head's at from there? I mean, even though it was good, you know.
Yeah, I just think obviously at this point, as much like there comes a point as well where like even in business, to have a successful business, you have to realize where it's best to delegate the tasks to people that can kind of execute.
Advice,
even
man.
like you might have an idea that is good, but if you know, like you have to be really honest with yourself and quite self-aware to know your potential and know that certain weaknesses. Is it worth your time investing all this time into learning this when there is other people there who've maybe been to uni, had a head start, they're your age, that might be willing to do it for a price that isn't too obscene, and they just want to see you do well, and they'll do it 10 times better than you were trying to learn on the fly. So I just think, I don't know, like I say for me now, it's kind of about, okay, showing that next stage of professionalism. Because I've worked with Scruff and because I've now done videos with a mouse outfit, I still like to really hold on to my like do-it-yourself kind of attitude, because obviously my branding is SPR, which is obviously SPR Hub, the website. It stands for Succeeding Pushing Reality, and I just feel like with anything, you can make anything. Do you get what I mean? You don't like with anything, you can make anything. So it's just like that's kind of I'd prefer to stick and do that, and always like that's kind of why during lockdown I started doing the sounds from my yard side, because I thought, well, I've got a certain level to attain in terms of visuals, but I would really like to get my camera back out and record some stuff that's a bit more just me in front of the camera. That's how that kind of started. So, but for more of the visual sides, I'll be working with Reform again. We've got another video coming out with the mouse outfit and my sister, Karis Jade, and also one with Wonder as well, an artist called Kodge. IET and Lady Sanity. That's going to be a big one. And so I'm kind of just at a point now where I need my visuals to be a bit more professional, just for people looking in and seeing like what I am doing as an artist. But I will never lose that kind of, if I couldn't make music, I'd probably love to just go into videos and direct videos.
Yeah, I think we have all these concepts for videos and stuff, and it's like, I know what you mean, but like the advice there, you're saying that sort of delegation thing, I think it's very, that what you were saying, I completely resonate. I've been having that conversation today actually about, you know, when it comes to videos, as the artist, you've probably got a better idea than anybody else about that video. Yeah. But like you said, you would have to learn how to use After Effects and Adobe Premiere to get there, and it could take you 3 weeks, where somebody could just, you know, in like a day or something, and you sort of got to relinquish the power to make it happen, which is what me and Tim are always talking about. He's like, he tries to produce and finish a demo to send to me. It's like, mate, we just need to go one step up from when you're just going bomb 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 into a mic into your phone. Just give me a chord and give me like a tempo, and
we'll go from there.
We'll move on quick, and we do that, you know. So it's like, but you can't hand somebody the finished product whilst it's still in embryonic form, can you? You know what I mean?
True.
But when you know where the goal is, you can.
Yeah, but I also believe, obviously, if you think it is, like, I'd never had After Effects before or used it, and I needed to make a lyric video for watching on YouTube, if you've seen it. And I was going to play that, but I thought I'll do something where they can see it. It's not the visually the most amazing thing, but I looked on Fiverr and it was going to cost me £80, and I thought, well, realistically, like, if it doesn't take me more than a day, like 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, I'll have learned something, and I might actually like have this video that's just as good as this. And when I compared it back to what I'd actually was about to pay £80 for, my video was like on par, if not like a little bit better, because obviously I put my touch on it.
Exactly
and
that.
I had stuff coming in from a certain position, and it was like £80 well not spent. It was just like amazing.
Well,
like,
both sides of the coins there, yeah. So I suppose you evaluate is the key in it. Evaluate what's going to work. So I think everyone needs help with that, including me and Tim, because it's just like it's what's the best move right now, and I think you've got to just do that. And that was a good call for you to learn the skill and do it. Yeah, I like that. That ain't gonna happen for us though, is it? It's just like, but yeah, we did get a lyric video off Fiverr. Can we say that out loud, Tim?
It worked out well, didn't it?
I like it.
But similar to what you said, Corey, it was there was probably about 70% of it that's great, and we were proper happy with. And then there's another 30%. Well, we provided some of the footage.
We gave him too much
to use this
leeway.
And then there was some that just some graphics that he used that looked a bit
questionable, like
But some bits he really got the verses in it. The verses on Lamp, it just looked moody as fuck, and it was like we gave him this like film footage from Metropolis, like Fritz Lang, like 1918 or 1920 or something, like cinema. What was it? It wasn't cinema noir. It was just like before that period, but film noir. But it was like it was like kind of really. Well filmed for its day, like early 1900s, and there was silent movies, so we just got rid of all the music and then just cut bits in just to show this laborious, relentless life sort of thing. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so you mentioned the mouse outfit, and we'll play that one out as at the end of the show, sort of thing. Yeah. And because we won't keep you much longer, because I mean we could do this all night, you know. So, but I'd rather invite you back and get some more stuff, because just to let anybody know, because some people are thinking, oh, you normally just show some Ableton stuff or whatever, which we did at the beginning, but it's amazing that we actually managed to get you on with everything set up, wasn't it? Because
it was a bit of a
Corey agreed to do this kind of like only like a couple of days ago, which is amazing. That's another thanks for doing that, because we just wanted to get you on and talk to you, and it kind of kicked us up the ass to like say, yeah, hey, can you do this, mate? Because we needed to catch up anyway.
100%, yeah.
We put all this in there. So the last video we're going to play is the mouse outfit. So just before you do that, there's gigs coming, there's plans to do stuff with them.
Yeah, we've got a Moving Festival is our next like Manchester gig, I suppose. That's on the 28th of August with the full band. So
is that the one on the farm?
Moving
Stockport?
Festival, yeah. It's in Stockport, I believe.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to one of them. It's good.
Well, I've not been yet.
I might come along to that end of August. That'd be good.
The first time we performed there was obviously in Bury on that random stage, so it was a bit weird. So we'll actually get to do it for real this time.
Oh, it'll be buzzing. Everybody.
But yeah, more gigs to come, and yeah. So
you mentioned like Band on the Wall. That's somewhere where I would go. Is have you got anything planned for that?
Nothing. They're actually having a complete overhaul at the minute. Band on the Wall.
Oh yeah, yes.
They got knocked down and come back up with they've got a record label and everything now. So
sick.
Great moves, place. Yeah.
Great place. Yeah. So obviously anything that you're doing, we'll plug it ourselves in whatever form we are doing. You know, there's
don't
talk.
Be shy, mate. Just give us a shout when it's happening, and
I'm just trying to think of if I've got it. In fact, myself and Karis Jade, we've got a Hume Guidance Centre on the 10th of July. So that'll just be me and Karis doing like a PA set. So if you can get down to there, Sarah Angel's performing as well. So that's finally get to share the stage again. So that's cool.
Oh, wicked. So did you meet Sarah through Reform, or did you know her before?
No, funnily enough, and it sounds weird, I met Sarah in Scotland, but like on an expedition thing with kids from Bolton.
Wow.
So it was very strange. Like we went to different schools, we didn't know each other, and we went to a place in Scotland, and we just met there. Like
amazing.
Years ago. So
right. Well, for those people, so Corey's produced a couple. How many Sarah Angel tracks have you done?
I'd say maybe 6 or 7 now. We've got one coming out very soon at the end of. Let me just check. Is it this month? I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have to jeopardize tell us.
Yeah. It's coming out on the 22nd of this month, I believe.
Right.
So Tuesday, like 2 Tuesdays from now. That's called So Far So Good, which I can play you. I've had Sarah's given me permission.
Okay, well, let's before we depart, let's do that. So let me just tell these guys what Sarah Angel. Wow, she's an enigma, isn't she? She's like amazing. She's like
one
model,
of a kind, one of one.
Yeah, she's very unique, and she's so cool. And she did a few gigs in town in Manchester on the weekend as well. Yeah. And but one thing that I really like, and this is not, this is just something that I like. What she's done is the video she's done with the Japanese singer.
Oh my Lord! It's so
how good is that? I'll have to share it.
Just the song, like she sent me the song what it originally was, and like this guy got in contact with her, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to make some music." So he sent her like a little bit, a really little snippet. She wrote what she wrote to it. It just didn't sound anything like that. And then it came back, and it had the other lady on it. It was like,
it's amazing.
And I was like, this is like, what?
Yeah.
So
well, I'll
she
probably
just gets those opportunities to just.
Yeah, I mean, I will play. I mean, maybe she should come on actually, and it's like. Because she's another artist that's just like doing it, like there's no bullshit. It's just actually this is what I do, this is what I'm doing it, and not with the backing of like tons of money being thrown at it, just getting it done. I'll show you, Tim. It's Sarah's does her bit in Manchester with a great guy called Didsies as well, who I met sort of years ago. Doing filming stuff, and then we kept in contact on Facebook, and then he turns up doing her video, and I just said congratulations to you both. But they do the Manchester one, and then another vocalist and production crew do the Tokyo bit, and it's kind of the song changes and the video's shot, and you can see Manchester and see Tokyo, and it's just a total vibe. It's just like that video needs to be seen by a lot of people, as do all the stuff that we're talking about, but it's just got like this, I don't know, it's just very now, isn't it? Very global, but done apart and really. Anyway.
She's always had very strong visuals. Before she came into music, realistically, she was doing, she was doing stylist stuff and fashion films and that sort of thing. So she came in doing more the visual aspect than the vocals, and then kind of thought, I'd love to pair my vocals and my music with the videos that I'm doing, and then kind of they just go so hand in hand with her personality, to be honest. So. She's cool, man. She's cool.
I did have a track ready, and I don't think I've got it loaded up, but maybe we can do that. In fact, just while I'm doing a little transition there, you won't be seeing this, Tim, but I've got a ticker tape at the bottom, and it's just like going across, like saying just like and subscribe to the channel. So just stick it on there. But yeah, just get your track ready. You'll have to share screen for us to hear it, I think.
Yeah.
But whenever you're ready, no stress. I might just get that video up really quick to show Sarah Angel, the enigmatic Sarah Angel.
I've just seen your ticket tape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The link is in the chat now. Oh, you've got to put the link in the chat now, Tim. I think you did put them in before, but the ones to.
I've put them in plenty, don't worry. But I'll put them in again. Why not?
Subscribe to both Simon Lyon Music and the Ableton Certified Trainer UK Ireland channel. And while you're at it, Superlatives channel.
I've been plugging you, Corey. Don't worry.
Like and subscribe fest. Okay, so this is new track gonna come out.
Yeah, this will be out on the 22nd of this month. Yeah, Tuesday. So
all right.
Yeah, let me know if you can hear it.
Oh yeah, we're in straight away.
Okay.
Keep it that volume. I can turn it down if it gets too loud.
Yeah,
we're in.
Sure.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, brilliant.
So far, so good. Felt the rain, I should find shelter, pull up my umbrella. But today I'm feeling stellar. Wanna feel the weather, sunny rays or stormy pressure. Don't care if I get wet, the hard times bring me moving on to new things, always with my own spin. A queen deserves a true king. Living like a movie, see the way I do me, love that inner beauty.
A rim shot.
I'm not the type to disrespect me. Get off my back cause you're not ready. See how I flow, I do this in my sleep. Act like a boss, I don't act like Sean. There's no sheep mentality, making my dreams a straight reality. Gradually, my fantasies become so real. Thankfully, it's meant to be. I feel so hopeful.
music comes. Cheese attract rats on the scene, get it gone. Rats attract cats out for peace and the dogs. The bitches come in threes, woe is me, fill them up. Same mistakes made on the regular. It's a mind state, won't fade till I let it out. It won't fade till I let it out. But the rain only falls on the fortunate. Wake up calls needed more of them. I'm sick of scribbling thoughts up against the wall and feeling all kinds of awkward in public before performances. My mind filling up with the sauce, but I lack the portion. It's all time to get with the program. Enough with the slow jams. I puff on the dope and disconnect with the coke gang. Rough on the nose gang. I fell in love with my own sound. Now it's so far.
So good, but the rain I should find shelter, pull up my umbrella. But today I'm feeling stellar. Wanna feel the weather, sunny rhythm, stormy pressure. You'll get if I get what the heart that bring me blessings, blessings. Find shelter, pull up my umbrella. But today I'm feeling stellar. Wanna feel the weather, sunny rhythm, stormy pressure. You'll get if I get what the heart that bring me blessings.
Sick. Those subs are good, man. Smooth. Oh, we can't hear you now, actually.
Yeah, sorry, I said
no,
it
you're
off.
right. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Nice.
That's good.
Can I just check? Because if not, then we've made a big mistake there. Then we've already put this on Spotify. So let me just play this again.
Blessings. Blessings.
No, it's not there. It's just like they started to like this noise started to build up a little bit, and I started to think, was it in the song? But it disappeared. It wasn't there.
You'd have spotted that. Yeah, you'd have spotted that. No,
But yeah, nice one.
No, because I think actually it started to play and it was really clear and I could hear the subs, but then the high end started to get zoomed, you know, like when it just sort of, but most of the time though, it's been all right playing stuff, like, but yeah, that's a track, man. So
great track, pal.
Yeah, I'd say it's like smooth, you know what I mean?
I
like,
was just gonna say smooth. Smooth.
It's kind of different to what we would actually make, to be honest, but it's just. Yeah, it's just kind of, there's literally, I wish I could show you the Ableton files because there's like maybe 6 tracks in it, if that. It's not very, it's like not an intricate track at all. It's like a break, maybe like a sample loop and a little bit. There's not very much going on. A few.
Well, minimize to maximize.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, no, come on again and do that for sure if you're up for that because it's just, you know what, it's just like Tim and I just saying that, you know, every time we get somebody on, we're just buzzing because we just like get these insights to another artist's mind and process and stuff. So it's like anytime, man, anytime. It's really good. I'm just going to show everyone there a quick clip of Sarah's track. And this is one of your productions, another one of your productions. So we can stay on because I've used the same scene as... There you go. Right, so this is... Who did this video for You Do You? And this is a bit more production.
I can't remember what her name is. I feel bad. Now, give me a second.
Oh, it's okay. It's probably on there, and it's like.
Yeah.
But
I believe there's a couple of people involved, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a big production, isn't it? I think it was a very cold day as well.
Yeah.
Never thought you could.
But yeah, the outfits, the vibe, the scene.
Sadly,
she always just
so good.
smashes it every time. She's very clear
I don't need
amazing. The clothes like match the flowers in that scene. She knows.
When it comes to season, you're only there for summer.
Oh yeah, it was Sophie Barrett who did the
majority of the
video.
This time I've got filter.
So that's you again on that production vibe, yeah?
This is me on the production,
This time I see you.
Well, that's Sarah anyway. I think Sarah needs her own show, so we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, she should come on. Maybe you could both come on. I mean, who knows? We'll just talk
to be fair, she's funny. We did an interview together once, and that was funny, to be honest. So
you got to meet her. She's just like, she knows what she wants too, as well. It's just like, I mean, the same with you. Like you're saying that 25, and just like flipping out, man. I wish I knew what I knew when I was 20. What you knew when I was 25. It's like, you know, it's a wise head, man. A wise head.
Nice
so.
One.
So we're gonna finish off with that with the Mars Outfit track, which what is it called? I knew this. I've been listening to it all day.
Are we on about Like Me or
Like Me? Yeah, Like Me.
In fact, that should be the only one that's out. Actually, I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you slipped then. It's the only one currently available.
Yeah.
But this is something. It was this one that had like. You posted on Instagram, I think, on like a Friday morning. Track's gone live on Spotify. Next minute, 8,000 plays, and it was only about lunchtime.
It was crazy, yeah.
Flipping heck, man.
It was insane. I'm definitely not going to claim that the big horde of listeners, but even still, I mean, it was because of the mouse outfit influence. But it's amazing to see the. It's just crazy, to be honest. You see it, you're like, bloody hell. Yeah, I've been releasing tunes. It's just reached 3,000, and now it's got 8,000 in a day. So,
in a few hours. In a few hours, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's like, I mean, it's not that it should always be a numbers game, but sometimes you've got to talk.
Definitely, I think even with anything, like even in business, I like to always think like, what would you do? Because we have to remember that at the end of the day, it is a business as well. And I feel like, if you were doing a business, the only way to really look at your goals or targets and hold yourself accountable is kind of in numbers. Realistically, it's the best and easiest way to do it. So, and my brother's like a massive like mathematician. He loves it. So I just feel like it's the easiest way to look at things. And when you're looking at your viewers, you can kind of tell, okay, well, last year I didn't have any fans in San Francisco, and now I've got 11,000 fans in San Francisco, like that kind of thing. So I think it is the best way to measure your success, but more just your where you are, measure where you are.
You're talking about using the numbers as to plan. I mean, we've always said
that's the one.
If you've got 11,000 active listeners or viewers in San Francisco, I mean, let's say in a year it's 100,000. If you speak to one of their promoters over there, which it's a 1,000 capacity venue, and if they all know because they've been geo-targeted. To say like, I'm coming to your town, are you in? You could probably sell it out in advance and go,
literally,
you can pay me before I even get there, mate. You know what I mean?
Because I'm going to bring them in.
It's going to happen. So that's where you make the numbers work for you. So, and it could be the fact that some of your biggest audience may be overseas, so you cater to that audience. So yeah, man, wicked. Well, you know what? It's been wicked to have you here. Really good, really insightful, nice, and I'm so glad you came on, mate. Because we've had a great time.
I think last fun fact before I go, my uncles are called Tim and Simon. So
no way,
Uncle Tim and Simon,
and your new adopted uncles are called Tim and Simon.
I thought I'd leave it to the end so it wasn't like a weird thing. Like,
oh no, mate, if you wanted to come on at the last minute, we would have had a full hour and a half of weirdness. So don't worry about that, mate.
Oh, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. And, we're not blowing smoke up your ass, but definitely good things coming for you. I mean, honestly, man, I can feel it. Do you know what I mean? And not that it's like, oh, yeah, you're going to say that. But, like, I know I've seen how people react, and I've seen you perform somewhere that there was like when we did the thing at Reform, I thought, well, if you perform like that in here, when you've got the stage in front of you, and now I know that you've overcome your anxiety and shook it up, it's like, and other people notice it too, and you clearly, like I said before, you talk about things well, you are really like a personable person. I think that's what you need, and based on the insight you're giving us and the way you're looking at things and sort of
head is screwed on.
Your head is screwed on, and you're definitely decoding the noise, mate. Because there's a lot of noise out there, and you're just going straight through it. So big up to you on that one, and good luck with everything. So I'll catch up with you soon.
Lovely to meet you, mate. Thank you.
I'm going to play this tune. You can just hang right there if you want, because we're just going to see this one out.
Before we go
on.
Can I just give a shout out to I'm really sorry, Set in Portland, but we've got a return viewer that keeps popping up in the morning from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, wicked,
and
man.
I didn't say hello to him earlier because I was worried how I was going to pronounce the name. I didn't want to make a dick out of myself or the name.
Doesn't usually stop us, though, does it?
Anyway,
no, definitely.
Back on track.
Definitely no. Our regular chat room is awesome. Like they just feed right back to us.
Really cool,
especially when we have an error with sound or something. And considering it was our 13th show, 13 is the lucky number. So we're having it. We finish on a high. This is the show that everyone's going to come watch back. And do you know that Superlative guy was on their show once? Back in 2021, and our hits just go. off. And then just from the monetization, we go and get we just retire off it, and you're just touring relentlessly.
I hope in a year's time we're
wicked. So thanks for coming on. You stay right there, and we'll thank you another 25 times because it was great. And go and check out Superlative. Follow him and the music he's making with other people as well, because he's producing stuff.
Get yourself some merch as well.
You get. Man's got his own merch. What can I say? What can I say? This is where the head's at. He knows where that money lies. You know what I mean? It's like more profit in t-shirts than tunes. The irony. And I've got another person I work with who can tell you that as well. So that's true. No, Martin from Spiral Carpets, he sold more t-shirts than records at first.
Wow.
I believe. You know, I'll let him answer that one. But yeah, it's kind of true. But that's how it all starts. Anyway, we've got the Beatles to thank for the industry. Not. Anyway, there we go. So here we go. This is, what's the track called again?
Like Me, I Believe.
Like Me, I Believe. Here we go. Check it out.
See you, mate.
See you there.
Opportunities are stacking up. TMO and see me hang with Scruff. I ain't got a bragging, no I'm hot. Ask me how I said a soldier run. Keep a calendar, I jot it down. Pre the face, I'm fucking Corey Brown. SPR, you know we under up. Ashkabat, I know they talk a lot. Feeling like 10 again. Most of them tried it and failed and can't pick up pen again. Older and wiser and penga. The leng is no longer my friend, but my end result better than. Credible elegance, brothers intelligent. Waking up half of the residents. If I'm in my element, none of them relevant. Crank up the bass till 11 hits. Ooh, you. Nearly bursting at the seams. Trying to keep that hatred under wraps. I can see the jealousy. Quit the weed and I ain't going back. Maybe munch a couple sweets. Hit the phone and get the Corey track. Trying to keep my sanity. SPR got 'em going up mad. Came from the WV, now I'm here. Stay with the energy, does what I can. See, we got the dream mapped out to the top. Now they wanna be like me, on a man. I can see what they say, I say a lot. Cause I got the flow stacked up and it bangs. SPR got 'em going up mad. Came from the WV, now I'm here. Stay with the energy, does what I can. See, we got the dream mapped out to the top. Now they wanna be like me, on a man. I can see what they say, I say a lot. Cause I got the flow stacked up, but don't take it too serious. It's already mapped out. If you're here with us, I want SPR and a genius. I'll explain what it means to believe in us. They spent way too long being devious. Same fake views never leave the bits. I'm on stage doing not the grind and dreamers. It's a wave, won't stop the vibe. I breathe it in, I does this. Come a long way from the dub mids. Never got tall like my bruv did. Still I look tall cause I run this. These days wanna say fuck this. Cycle of life we've adopted. Taught that it's right to be job bound. Crazy as all that it sounds. Waking up early and moving like Sade. Smooth operator, I deliver the heartache. Team full of winners, now they wishing they're our mates. Cause SPR not a gimmick, a partaking bar sprays. Scene full of wavy duns. THC is a major probs. BBC see the wave on man. I work one extra and now they play my songs. I'm like, It sounds so sweet when it's all yours. Can I get a bumper clot? I bust my ass, the crowd come see that it's raw cuz. We ain't gotta ram a whole tune full of ad-libs. When a man spits to the impact damage. Let's give your boy space to the whole place. 5-star frogs back, Rob Van Damage. Whoa. SPR got 'em going up mad. Came from the WV, now I'm here. Stay with the energy, does what I can. See, we got the dream mapped out to the top. Now they wanna be like me, on a man. I can see what they say, I say a lot. Cause I got the flow stacked up and it bangs. SPR got 'em going up mad. Came from the WV, now I'm here. Stay with the energy, does what I can. See, we got the dream mapped out to the top. Now they wanna be like me, on a man. I can see what they say, I say a lot. Cause I got the flow stacked up.